there's much else to do here, but call it a day. Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Is that all?
You're a non-believer. Why should we waste time on kabuki?
I don't know what that means.
It means that you've already tried your plan and you're number 4. You've enlisted my expertise and you've rejected it to go on the way you've been going. I'm not interested in that. You can understand.
I don't think your 3 months or however many thousands of dollars entitles you to refocus the core of our business.
Listen, I'm not here to tell you about Jesus. You already know about Jesus. Either he lives in your heart or he doesn't. Every woman wants choices. But in the end, none wants to be one of 100 in a box. She's unique. She makes the choices and she's chosen him. She wants to tell the world he's mine. He belongs to me, not you. She marks her man with her lips. He is her possession. You've given every girl that wears your lipstick the gift of total ownership.
Sit down.
Information on penny stocks that had huge upside potential with very little downside risk. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, yeah, I may have said so.
Okay, great. Well, reason for the call today, John, is something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months. If you have 60 seconds, I'd like to share the idea with you. You got a minute?
Actually, I'm really very busy.
Name of the company, Aerotine International. It is a cutting-edge, high-tech firm out of the Midwest awaiting imminent patent approval on a next generation of radar detectors that have both huge military and civilian applications. Now, right now, John, the stock trades over the counter at 10 cents a share. And by the way, John, our analysts indicate it could go a heck of a lot higher than that. Your profit on a mere $6,000 investment would be upwards of $60,000.
Jesus, that's my mortgage, man.
Exactly, you could pay off your mortgage.
This stock will pay off my house.
John, one thing I can promise you, even in this market, is that I never ask my clients to judge me on my winners. I ask them to judge me on my losers because I have so few. And in the case of Aerotine, based on every technical factor out there, John, we are looking at a grand slam home run.
Okay, let's do it. I'll do $4,000.
4,000, that'd be 40,000 shares, John. Let me lock in that trade right now and get back to you with my secretary with an exact confirmation. Sound good, John?
Sounds good.
Great. Hey, John, thank you for your vote of confidence and welcome to the Investors Center.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
The accounts for his team leader. When I was a junior broker, I did it in 26 days. Okay? You're not sending out press packets anymore. None of this Debbie the Time Life operator bull. So get on the phones. It's time to get to work. Get off your ass. Move around. Motion creates emotion. I remember one time I had this guy call me up. Wanted to pitch me, right? Wanted to sell me stock. So I let him. I got every rebuttal out of this guy. Kept him on the phone for an hour and a half. Towards the end, I started asking him buying questions. Like, what's the firm minimum? That's a buying question. Right there, that guy's got to take me down. It's not like I asked him, what's your 800 number? That's a off question. I was giving him a run, and he blew it. Okay? To a question like, what is the firm minimum? The answer is 0. You don't like the idea, don't pick up a single share. This putz is telling me, 100 shares. Wrong answer, no. You have to be closing all the time and be aggressive. Learn how to push. Talk to him. Ask him questions. Ask him rhetorical questions. Doesn't matter, anything. Just get a yes out of him. If you're drowning and I throw you a life jacket, would you grab it? Yes, good. Pick up 200 shares. I won't let you down. Ask them how they'd like to see 30, 40% returns. What are they going to say? No? You? I don't want to see those returns? Stop laughing. It's not funny. If you can't learn how to close, you better start thinking about another career. And I am deadly serious about that. Dead serious. And have your rebuttals ready. Guy says, call me tomorrow? Bull. Somebody tells you that they got money problems about buying 200 shares is lying to you. You know what I say to that? I say, hey, look, man. Tell me you don't like my firm. Tell me you don't like my idea. Tell me you don't like my necktie. But don't tell me you can't put together $2,500. And there is no such thing as a no-sale call. A sale is made on every call you make. Either you sell the client some stock, or he sells you on a reason he can't. Either way, a sale is made. The only question is, who's going to close, you or him? Now be relentless. That's it, I'm done.
Are they all here?
All but one.
Well, I'm going anyway. Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. Oh, have I got your attention now? Good. Because we're adding a little something to this month.
That's it. We kill it. Hope you all can hear me now. We got this going. We get this out of here. And I'm running on Instagram at the same time. So I'm going to be going like this a lot. Welcome on. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's live. Remember, tonight is SIE and Series 7 exam only. If you ask me a question about 65 or 66, I'll tell you to go fuck yourself. No, I will absolutely just send you another way. Okay. So the whole point is that this is all about the Series 7, the 65, it's the Series 7, the SIE, the Series 6, and stuff like that. So if you want to do the SIE, tonight's tonight, 7's tonight. If you want to do 65 and 66, it is another night. So it's not tonight. Okay. So first of all, a couple things we got going on here. You know what? I'm not even going to do the preamble. I'm just going to get into my shit. You guys got questions, throw them at me, put them on the Instagram or here, and I'll just go back and forth. Right into my chaotic shit. Okay. Now, start with, okay, Stephanie, you know that this is SIE net, but I will do this very quickly. Dividend discount model. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, first of all, GMAC, no term. Tonight is not 63. That's Thursday. So before I hit Stephanie's, I'm going to hit this one because it's going to roll off. Term insurance does not have cash value. You cannot borrow against it. So it is like renting insurance. Okay. Let me get into this. Ali asked that again. We'll get in a second. Let me get to this one, okay? If I don't answer your question over on Instagram, hit me up. If I don't get in like 10 minutes, put it back up and I'll make sure I get to it. Now, dividend discount model just is the way they find present value on stock. That's all I'm going to do. They take the future value of the stock, the dividends, discount them back to find present value. That's where it is. Okay. Jack, thank you very much. Okay. Here we go. Why would somebody be fucking calling me right now, especially my son? Okay, now. Okay. Now. Let's get into this. Julie. Okay. I'm taking my second attempt tomorrow. I failed my first attempt by 6 questions. I've used STC from a provider until today. Until today when I bought Kaplan Q Bank so we can see the concept. I like that. Okay. Jack, I appreciate it. So now, if you're switching over the Q Bank, I hope you didn't do that. So what happened? I mean, how'd you do? That's such a mistake, but I guess you're already there, Julie. So just stick with it and go for it. Okay. I wouldn't do any Kaplan stuff tonight. I wouldn't worry about, I'm assuming that you bought the Kaplan today and you're taking the test tomorrow. Don't do the Kaplan. It's, ask for a refund after you pass tomorrow, because you're probably not even going to get a chance to open it. Okay. Now, you really just make sure you got customer accounts done. Get some sleep. There's more I can say. The most I can say is get some sleep. That's the most important thing you do right now is just get some sleep and read customer accounts. Watch my crash course. That's it. Okay. William Portanova, baby. That is outstanding. I love it.
I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Can you hear that? I hope you can hear that. Now, you asked a question on here. Where we go? So we got, okay, Ali. So for the 7, guys, everything. For the Series 7, the formulas are not that big. I have a video called Mailtopalooza on my YouTube. Okay, check that out. But really, listen, the ones you got to make sure you know. Okay, so here's the thing. Don't worry about the formulas too much. Julie, I don't know what you're scoring. So you got to tell me what you're scoring first before I make pass judgment on you, right? Okay, so now, formulas we want to know. You want to know convertible for sure. You have to know the convertible bond stuff. You got to know tax equivalent and tax-free yield, okay? You have to know accretion and amortization. You have to know PE ratio. earnings per share, basic stuff, not hard stuff. You have to know, what else can we go on this one? You probably have to know the option math, that's for sure. Current yield. You don't need to know yield to maturity or yield to call, but you need to know the triangle of the seesaw. You absolutely have to know that stuff, okay? So that's probably the base. Oh, you probably should know how, and it's go into my channel. I have these challenging question playlists. There's a lot of math in there. You have to know probably not so much to find the intrinsic value of a right, but you will have to know how many rights you get and how much it's going to cost you, stuff like that. You will have to know that stuff, okay? What other formulas we have? Stock splits for sure, stock dividends for sure, reverse, how they affect stock, how they affect dividend, options, stuff like that. Okay. I think, and suitability is big. Go find my suitability videos. I just did last week. I did a option suitability video. I think I did it on Tuesday night. So exactly a week ago, right? Where literally it's just suitability and options, no math. No mas. We said that before. Okay, no math at all on this thing. Okay, so that's on that one video. I think it's really good. Okay. I'm starting to do more and more little short videos like what is common, what is preferred. Short ones just so that you can go, oh, what is preferred? You get a good idea. I have a good bond video out there. It's really good. Okay. I think now, Lizette, listen, failing is part of the thing. Don't worry about it too much. Do not obsess on that, okay? It's not that big a deal. Do not worry about it. Do not worry. Gotta laugh a little bit, okay? So understand it's not a big deal, okay? When you miss, the question is, it sounds so stupid, but it's not that you missed. It's what do you do after? What are you going to do after you miss, okay? So now, child cheated. That's not me, baby. That's the wrong person. Now, I have the best way. I'm going to tell you right now. The best way to do is if you fail, take a day off. Okay, take a day off. Okay, then go back to reading the book. Okay, 7 in SIE, Johanna. I'll do Thursday night is the NASA stuff. Tonight is SIE 7 and 6. So don't worry about it too much. Again, it's a 30-day problem in a 20-year career, okay? Literally a 30-day problem in a 20-year career, okay? So just take a couple of days off, go back, and then just start reading the book. That's your best bet. Just go back and just read the book cover to cover. Don't say, oh, I'm just going to read the weak spots. That'll kill you. It really will hurt you. Okay.
By the way, your voice sounds excellent tonight.
Does it?
Yeah.
So I'll leave it over there because I have the microphone over there.
Sounds much better.
Hello. Okay. No, start talking like this. I'm talking like this. This is my real voice. Okay. Yeah, I run Cheetah. I get it. I'm with you. Just remember, he copies me. Okay. So now, okay. Hey, I'm currently halfway through the SIE study guide. Would you be able to break down options in regard to terms short and long? I don't know what you mean by that. They're all short. So, okay. Oh, long, short and long, like buy and sell. Okay. Now, guys, on the Instagram, I don't see it right away. So if you really want your question answered, jump on the YouTube. You don't have to stay here. But just remember, you might have to ask your question a second time because I don't always get to them. But I think I can hold it here. Okay. Now, by the way, Kiss My Cash, what test? SIE or 7? Now, so let's talk about options. If you buy an option, I'm not going to go heavy into this because I have a million videos on this. If you buy or go long an option, you have rights. Remember, buyers have rights, sellers have obligations. So if I buy a call, I'm buying the ability to buy stock at a price, okay? I'm buying the right to buy something like a coupon. If I want to buy a couch for $900, I may have a coupon that lets me buy it for $800. So no matter how high, no matter how high the couch goes, I can still buy it for $800. So there's value there. So if you own an option, own a call, you have the right to buy stock at a price. Okay. Now, no matter how high it goes, you get to buy it at that price, as long as it doesn't expire, just like coupons expire. Now, the problem is, if it say you have the right to buy stock at 50 and it's trading at 70, who the hell is going to sell you stock at 50 when it's trading at 70? Okay? Who? Only someone that has to. The person you bought the coupon from. So the person you bought the call from. So if I buy a call, okay, I'm buying the right to buy stock at 50. If Jeff sells me the call, he's selling me that right. So I'm going to buy the stock from Jeff at 50, no matter how high it is. So if it's at 60, he has to go buy it. If I exercise, he has to sell to me at 50, no matter how high it is. So he has to go buy the stock at 60 and then dump it to me at 50. So he has a lot of loss potential. All he's getting is the money. I pay him $3 for his call. I buy the call from him. He's obligated to sell it to me at 50. I get to buy it at 50. And then he has risk that if the stock goes up and up and up and up and up, I may exercise and make him buy it at the higher price and sell it to me at 50. That's a call. Okay. Now, and remember, when I buy a call, the most I can lose is the premium. When Jeff sells it, the most he can make is the premium because I buy it from him until he gets. On the other side, buying a put is the right to sell. So I'm buying the right to sell stock at 50. I paid Jeff for that right. I paid Jeff $3 for the right, so I can sell it at 50 anytime I want. Okay, anytime I want. So if I buy a 50 put at 3, I'm buying the right to sell IBM or Nvidia, BT, whatever it is, at $50. Even if it goes to 40 or 30 or 20 or 0, I get to sell it at 50. Okay, now if the stock goes to 40, I get to sell it at 50. Jeff has to buy it from me at 50. He doesn't want to own it. He doesn't want to own it at 50. So he will turn around and sell it at 40 after the fact and lose money. So the farther the stock goes down, the more I make, the more he loses. Okay. So again, if the stock goes to 50 and I have the right to sell stock at 50, if it goes to 40, I could literally buy the stock at 40 and immediately exercise the call and sell it at 50 and make $10 minus my premium. So again, buying calls, you have the right to buy. Selling calls, you're obligated to sell. You're the other side of the call. Remember, puts and calls are not opposite. They're different animals. Buy a call, sell a call. There are two sides of the same coin. Buy a put is the right to sell. Sell a put is the obligation to buy. So they're the other side of the put. So remember, buyers have rights. Sellers have obligations. Buyers have big gains, small losses. Sellers have small gains, big losses. Okay. I'm assuming if you're talking about the 7 Kiss My Cass, I'm going to say you got to know suitability. You got to know options. You got to know munis. And you got to know customer accounts. And here's the one that gets everyone that they forget. Mutual funds and annuities are all over this test. Mutual funds and annuities are all over this exam. Okay, here we go. Okay. Caden, that's outstanding. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. That is great. The SIE is not a small thing. Trying to do, baby. All I'm trying to do is keep you guys rolling. Just keep you guys from quitting. That's the hardest part of this thing, is to keep everyone going together. That's the hardest part, is to keep everything going together. Okay. Now, I think we're good with that. That's awesome. Okay. Okay. Yes, David. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, not a lot of econ, but I'll cover it real quick. Okay. I love when people talk to each other in the chat. That's my favorite part, when they're talking to each other. Okay. So Zeke. If you're talking about the 7, absolutely. The SIE, maybe not. So everyone, if you're taking the SIE, the options are going to be your basics. It's more about max gain, max loss, maybe what intrinsic value is. Maybe if you're long stock, how do you hedge and stuff like that. They're not going to make you do the heavy math. The 7, they will. The 7, they will absolutely make you calculate max gain, max loss, stuff like that. I kind of like this. This is kicking right into my ADD. I love this, going back and forth. Maybe I'll get a phone and put TikTok here and just go nuts. Okay. Now, let's talk about this. Okay, here's the deal on this. You will not have to memorize all fucking 36 of them. There are 36 leading, lagging, and coincident, okay? So remember this. Leading tells us where we're going to be in the future, like housing starts, stock exchange stuff like that. Like, remember this, during COVID, the summer of love, what was going on? At first, the market was shitty, and then the entire summer, the market was taking off. Not because it was going good, but because it was predicting the future. February, March, it was predicting what was going to happen 6 months from now. We have a vaccine, all that shit. That's what it was predicting, okay? That's why leading. Now, coincident is where we are now, like unemployment length of unemployment, real wages, shit like that. That's where we are now. Lagging is where we were. So lagging is like industrial production. I think that's what. The Federal Reserve, the Fed funds rate is always late to the game. We call them too late, pal, right? And that's what they are. And corporate profits because they report at the end of the year. So lagging tells us where we were. It tells us like did we have a recession? Did we not? Stuff like that. Okay. Now the other thing you asked is look at the weakening dollar and imports and exports. Okay, this is great. So if the dollar drops, always remember, this is my line, money runs downhill. So whatever's cheaper, they export more because people buy their shit. Okay, so think about it. So what did Trump say in the first thing? He always said China was a currency devaluator, currency manipulator. Because what did China keep doing? They kept devaluing the yuan, okay? So that it's cheaper. So people in the middle of China, they don't give a shit. They're farming. They're raised. Their money stays the same, kind of like in Alabama, nobody gives a shit. But if the dollar gets cheaper, they export more because people will buy their stuff. This is always my example. I went to Disney 2018. The worst time to go is when? Christmas, right? We went on a last minute thing. We said, oh, let's go. What I noticed, and I don't give a shit, about 40 to 50% of the people were not speaking English. Don't give a shit, whatever it is. I don't really give a shit. But what that means to me is that, wait, back then the dollar was cheaper. So it's cheaper for people in other countries to come to the U.S. and not buy shares at Disney, go on a Disney trip. So we were like exporting fun, okay? So that's the point of if the dollar's lower, we export more, and that increases the balance of trade. We have a surplus. If the dollar rises, we buy more stuff, okay? We buy more of their stuff, so that means it increases our deficit. But remember, for the 7, epic. Exporters by puts, importers by call. U.S. exporters are absolutely afraid the currency will drop, and they won't be able to be the foreign currency will drop, so people will buy less of their stuff. So they buy puts to increase that to get a return. Importers are afraid that foreign currency will go up and they can't afford to buy their shit, so they buy calls to offset that risk. Okay. Achievable does not have a PDF. Everything's online. Okay, which you're online. I mean, that really should be. Oh, yep. But by the way, Anders. Okay, you can read about the pool. I'm not going to picture that. So you can put it on the phone. It's not an app, but it's made to be on the phone. So you can literally have your phone out or your iPad or whatever it is and just have it scroll. I'm not saying it's the best for you if you want to read with a hardcover, but they don't have one. But wait, if you're going to do a PDF, you're using your laptop or iPad anyway. So iPod. Who has an iPod anymore? So that's the way we go. So Achievable doesn't have a PDF. And guys, if you want Achievable, no one teaches a shit better than Achievable. They don't. Their questions are good, but their teaching is outstanding for every test. So if you're going to use a vendor that you have to buy one on your own, check out Achievable. Either use the link I have or go straight to them, achievable.me. They're awesome. Okay. Now, what is heavily tested on the 7? I get this all the time, right? We know what's on the 7. We know. Options, obviously. Munis, right? Options, munis, mutual funds, and taxes, suitability. Okay. Let's see if I have anything over here. A couple of these. Okay. There you go. Planet. I love that. That's awesome. Kiss my cast, customer accounts, opening accounts. You always got to read opening accounts. The night before anyone say the 7 or the SIE, you got to read customer accounts. It's a big deal. Okay. Yeah, 100%. Zeke. So if you're taking the 7, you need to know profit, loss, max gain, max loss. Now, on that note, since I'm going to use that as a segue, because I want to do this, we have a thing called the membership thing. And again, we have a couple things. One, I tutor, and I have tutors that work for me, and I have Jeff, who will walk you through. If you want to learn how to study, reach out to Jeff. $50 to do a quick study. It's awesome. It's done on the phone with you for hours and hours and hours. Now, no, he won't, but it is what it is. But if you want other stuff, we have the membership thing. So I'm not going to go through the whole membership stuff I have. Check them out. My options videos are literally $20 a month. $20 a month, and it will change your goddamn life with options. You'll be like, I wish the entire test was options. Zeke, you will absolutely wish the entire test was options. It's a membership thing. I put them behind a paywall because they're that fucking good. I don't give them away for free because they're that fucking good. Okay? Now, is that where I am? I'm not that far behind. I am. Never mind. Because I was like, wait a second. Okay. And don't forget, we do a class every Sunday night. We do a class at 6 p.m. just this on Zoom. It's part of the membership. It's a little bit more. We meet every Sunday for an hour at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then we meet at 7 p.m. Eastern just for options. And then we have an upper level where we also meet on Wednesday nights. Now, remember, tomorrow night, we have an SIE thing, $5 a month. It's fucking cheap as hell. And again, 90% of my shit is free. I'm just throwing you if you want extras. I don't give a shit if you buy my shit. I don't give a shit if you buy my stuff. Just all my stuff is free. If you can pass that way, fucking happy for you. Okay? But if you need help for $5 a month, we meet every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we go over, you get to see a lot of the old classes, and we meet at 7 p.m. just for SIE stuff. It's a great little group, and it's not even that big yet, which is like you're almost getting free lessons. Okay, now.
It's 7 p.m. on Wednesdays?
It's at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, and and the premiere, which is the 7 class, Series 7 is at 8 p.m. But guys, I'm not meeting this Sunday because I'm going to be in Atlanta watching the Falcons kick the shit out of the Redskins, or what are they now? The Commanders, whatever that is. Okay. So I'm doing the makeup class tomorrow night. So anyone who wants to join can join in on the Wednesday night class. Anyone who's in my membership can be on the Wednesday night class at 8 p.m. Okay. 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 Oh, Joe, I appreciate it. I just did these videos where Jeff, I don't know if you've seen them yet, where I do like 5-minute video where I just ask open-ended questions. I don't give answers. Just boom, I have them on Instagram and TikTok and all that shit, and YouTube, where I just answer a question. I go, you got to know these things. You got to understand these topics. I don't answer. You need to be able to have a conversation. I'm trying to have people join study groups and just run through them. Okay. So yeah, Zeke, you got to know that shit cold. Okay. Okay. Mitch Cheater. Okay. Yeah, if you go, you should either go get Achievable if you have 2 weeks. That should be enough to get through the questions, or just go to get the Kaplan. Guys, if you're running out of questions, go get Kaplan. They have a great Q bank. You can buy it for like $40-$50. There's discounts out there too. If you go, Michael Weiss has a link where you get like some sort of discount. I think it's 10% or something like that. And you can get, it's like, so it's going to be like $45 and you got like 4,000 questions. That's not through me. You'd have to go through Michael Weiss. He has a link if you go on his Reddit. Okay. Which is r/Series 7 exam. But yeah, Mitch, if you don't have a vendor, you can do this free. I see on Reddit all the time, people do it for free. They use my videos. They use like the practice exams and stuff. It works, but it's you're taking a risk. It's like rolling the dice. It may work, but I don't know that I'd rather. So I would either go get Achievable for the SIE for sure, or Kaplan. Okay, let me get through this. Okay. BSG, I can do the 60. I can do PE ratio real high level. If not, I'll do it Thursday. I can, because that's my 65 night. But I'll walk. Let me get through this. Okay. Okay. Options up. Danielle, what I just did about 5 minutes ago is probably what you need to know. I would go watch my options basics playlist and go through there. You need to know that you need to have a matrix. That's the big thing. Almost every vendor has a matrix that you use. I have one. STC has one. Kaplan has one. A matrix where you put everything on one thing. I think that's the way to go with this. Okay. Alma, sure, I can explain it. Do you want me to? Okay. Okay. Lucia, ready to take this. Okay. Now. Okay. Lucia, it's on Sundays now. By the way, it's this all my membership classes are on Sunday now. Sunday. I want my Fridays off. And Friday's my birthday. So okay. So now, refunding versus pre-refunding. I do have a great video on it, but this is for the 7 and high level stuff. So now, refunding is literally when you issue. I'm an issuer. Pretend I'm an issuer. Catch tutoring. I issue bonds. Jeff, I think that's our way to go. We're gonna issue bonds. Okay. We'll issue bonds, raise some money. So now I'm going to raise them out. Now, my credit rating is shitty because we're new, okay? Jeff has good credit rating, but I have a shitty one. Now, so let's say we don't have a great credit rating. So say we're paying like 7%. And then rates start dropping because, Too Late Pal is going to drop they're going to drop their rates a couple more times by the end of the year. So now rates are going to start dropping. I don't want to keep paying that 7%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refinance. I'm going to issue a new bond at like 5% and then pay off the old bond. That's refunding. That's easy. That's just refunding. That's so easy. Pre-refunding is when the rates drop. I can't call the bond yet. For some reason, I can't call it yet. Whatever it is, maybe it's not callable. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's still in the call protection area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue a bond anyway at a lower rate. So now I have 2 fucking bonds. I'm going to take the money from the new bond and buy a bunch of treasuries, and those treasuries are kicking off interest. So the interest that we're kicking off is going to pay the old bond, and then it maybe kick up a little bit of it. But I'm just doing it to lock in the lower rate. So then when I can buy back that bond that has a higher rate, I have the money and I've made some money doing it. Now, here's a bigger one. You don't have to know the inner workings as much, but know that refunding is refunding it now, like refinancing. Pre-refunding it is doing something now, but paying it off more than 90 days in the future. And here's the thing. Defeasing the debt, pre-refunding, and advance refunding all mean the same thing. Pre-refunding, advance refunding, and defeasing the debt all mean the same thing. Refunding is buying it back with the other stuff. Okay, so now, okay. Lucia, welcome back. Okay. Okay, Alma, this is a good one. Okay, hold on, wait. Gabriel, I love it. Oh, FFA, there you are. Okay. Yeah, I got it. So, yeah, so he was in that. I teach a class once a week. It's about 30, 40 people on the 65, and they're all doing well. As soon as they do the work, they do well. So, Gabriel, that is outstanding. We'll do this one. Gabriel, that is outstanding. Okay. Now let me hit this one. PE ratio is very easy. I'll do more on Thursday night. PE ratio is literally this. It's called the multiple. It's what investors are willing to pay for every dollar of earnings, which just sounds stupid. So PE ratio is literally the market price divided by the earnings per share. The vendors make you do some crazy fucking shit to get there. They're not going to do that. PE ratio, most of it's recognition. PE ratio, also known as a multiple, is price divided by earnings. They'll give it to you. They'll say, oh, the stock is trading at 75. The earnings per share is 5. What's the PE ratio? 75 divided by 5. It's that straightforward, right? That's all it is. 75 divided by 5, and we're on the way. Good. Okay. Oh, yeah, I get it. So you got it. You can't do it with them. And you can reach out to them. Maybe they do it, but okay. Jack Kennedy. You, sir, I know Kennedy, and you're no Kennedy. You're no friend of Kennedy. Okay. You're not Jack Kennedy. Okay. There's I'm dating. You ever hear that term? The guy he was trying to act like Kennedy. He goes, oh, I knew Kennedy, and you're no Kennedy. Whatever. Yeah. I read too much. Okay. Oh my God, you're taking it on the second. You're taking it in 10 days. You're fine. You're getting mid-70s. Focus with it. You're in good shape. You're pretty much in good shape. You're really in good shape. You're gonna be fine. Okay. Let's see if there's anything over here. Okay, Adrian, if you want to sign up for the course, okay. Oh, no, let's talk about a spinoff too. Adrian, so if you want to sign up for the options course, go to YouTube and hit the join button. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I do sell them on my website, but don't do it. I make more money that way, but don't do it because you're going to pay 50, 60 bucks for 4 videos. Where if you pay 20 on YouTube, 20 a month, and you can always cancel it, you get like 23 videos, and you get to see some of the other classes. So on YouTube, hit the join button and just look for the options class. It'll save your life, I promise you, Adrian. Okay. Let me run through this a little bit. Jack, you're in good shape. Okay. Aubrey, not that much. Again, know the basics. Pretty much for the 65, if you know what you know for the SIE, bullish, bearish, the matrix, and guys, remember this, for the 7, the SIE, and the 65. If I'm long stock, there's only 2 options I can do. I either sell the call for income or buy a put for protection. No other choices, okay? Again, if I'm long stock, I buy a put for protection or sell a call for income. There are no other choices, okay? Because I'm shorting. If I'm shorting stock, I'm going to buy a call for protection or sell a put for income. Again, no other choices. Buy a call for protection, sell a put for income. Write that shit down, I promise you. I write it down. I go long stock, I write above it, sell call, and below it, buy put. That's what I do. Okay. Fabio, baby. Fabio. All that hair. Oh, all that hair running. Okay. That's awesome. Let's keep going, baby. Let's get this going. Bar down. Boom, baby. I love it. Do I got a good one for you? Yeah, baby. Going back. Wait.
Everybody, born to hand job, baby. Born to hand job, baby.
Hand job, baby. Okay, now you have a question about a spinoff, which is great. So spinoffs, okay, so a spinoff is when a company decides, and I just did a couple of videos on this. I literally just did a similar one about the Kraft merger. Okay, so now A spin-off is when a company has a subsidiary. They want to just spin off. They kick it off. So they did it with Yum Brands, right? Pepsi used to own Frito-Lay, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Lay's, all that shit. Now, so what happened was right around 2001, 2002, maybe a little, or I don't remember when it was. They decided, you know what, we kind of want to kick that off and maybe spin off, because maybe doing the food delivery service on their own can be a little more nimble than big ass fucking Wildy Pepsi. So what they did was they spun it off. So basically, if you owned 100 shares of Pepsi at like 40, and they valued Yum Brands, the new company, at 10, after the spinoff, you, the owner of Pepsi, own 100 shares of Pepsi at 30, and 100 shares of Yum Brands at 10. No value change, but you have two companies now. So instead of having 100 shares of Pepsi at 40, you have 100 of Pepsi at 30 and 100 of Yum Brands at 10. It's still the $40. That's a spinoff. They're just spinning it off. And there's a lot of reasons. Sometimes they're shitty and they lay all the debt on the new company, or it's that they can be more nimble, right? So food delivery can focus on that. They don't have to worry about the whole Pepsi things. Like when I was at Pizza Hut, I was a delivery driver there. That's how I figured this out. Whenever we want to do something, we had to run it. Like if we want to do something new, it had to go to the Pizza Hut manager. We had to go to our manager, then the general manager, and then the general manager had to go to Pepsi and get approval. It took fucking forever. I was dead by the time they decided to end it. So it worked. Okay. Lizette looking for a study buddy. Go on the Facebook group. Our Facebook group is fantastic. Here's the name of it if I can find it. It's the FINRA and NASA Exam Test Prep Network. We must have like 8,300 people in there now. It's crazy. We're growing like crazy. Every day people are joining. People are passing. I don't post that shit. I'm not advertising it on Reddit and all that shit. But every day someone's passing. And I'm not fucking worried. It's all organic. I'm not trying to blow it up. It's super. They all help. I post once in a while, answer questions. We have chats for all the different groups, all that stuff. We created new chats because they're changing the chats. Facebook's shitty. But it's a private group, and you come in, you just have to answer a couple questions to make sure that you're not a bot or a scammer, and we let you in. It's really good. Facebook, it's FINRA, and for you guys over there, it's FINRA and NASA Exam Test Prep Network. Okay, now. Jama, okay. Okay, the dump sheet is very personal, but first of all, after I talk, so taking the 7, what dump sheet should I have, right? So if you go in my playlist called the Crash Course, at the end, I do a dump sheet. But here's what I think basics. You got to have the options matrix. Have to. You have to have the bond, triangle, or seesaw. It doesn't matter which one you do, but it has to be one of them, okay? Now. Yeah, Zeke, don't worry about the options. You're going to be fine. I mean, it will hurt. Hold on, we'll talk. Now, because my ADD is kicking in. Option matrix, bond, triangle, or seesaw, whatever the hell it is. Okay. Seconds. Anything else on the dump sheet is very. Did I freeze?
You just froze. Yeah, you were freeze.
Am I unfrozen?
Now you're unfrozen.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm blurry.
I know. Now you're blurry. Okay, that's fine. Okay. See, I should be blurry. I'd get more viewers if I was blurry. Okay, so now, so I saw a little thing come up and say it was bad because they have a new thing going on. Okay, so now, the dump sheet, options matrix, bond, triangle, or seesaw. Absolutely, for sure. You have to do those. The other thing you have to do is probably slobs over bliss. Any little reminders, like maybe a list of exempt securities, stuff like that. I don't think you'll need it that much. But again, the dump sheet is more to make you feel better. But again, if you put the options and the bond and the slobs over bliss, it just keeps it there. It just keeps it steady. Okay. Lucia, thank you very much. Do I owe you money or something? No, I'm down a lot of weight. Okay, so now I stopped eating at night. Okay. Ethan. Okay. Dado 15, baby. I came up with that and people copy it. I love it. That's awesome. Dado 15. And in case you guys don't know what Dado 15 is, and it'll come up on these exams. When you're opening an options account, remember, customer accounts is big. When you're opening an options account, you have to remember it's the order. Closure, D. A, approval by ROP. T, you can trade. And options agreement, not to disclosure, options agreement 15 days later. Dado 15. Disclosure, approval, trade, Options agreement 15 days later. That you can write on the test. Maybe that's a good way to remember it. I don't know. But that's a good way. So remember, the options agreement is 15 days later. If you don't return the options agreement within 15 days, they take your children. No, you just can't do any more trades. Okay, you can liquidate the options you have. You just can't add to the position. Okay. Yeah. So Megan, oh wait, hold on, Ethan. Sorry. Holiday Road. I love it. Okay. Awesome. I'm so happy for Ethan. Okay. Hey, I might get out of here early tonight. Hold on. Okay. So, okay. The Series 7 class, okay. The Series 7 class, I'm talking fast tonight. That's why. The Series 7 class, okay, is on Sundays now at 7 p.m. at 6 p.m. And the options is at 7. So if you're a member, so Gianna, hopefully you'll watch the videos. You'll fucking love them. I promise you. The options class is at 7. The 7 class is at 6. I probably should have reversed at 7 at 7. That's what I did on Fridays. But that's Sundays and Eastern time. Okay. Aubrey and Nadella, I'll get you there. Now let's see. Okay. Zeke, I don't know. I mean, 2 days from now, if you're bad with options, then it's worth it. Okay. If you guys are taking the test on like Thursday or Friday and you're bad with options, it's worth getting the membership. But if you're okay with options, save your money. Don't do it. I like your money, but I want it for real. Okay. Okay. Kiss my cast, baby. Okay. Okay. Adrian, I'll get you in a second. So how do I feel about the Kaplan? I like them both. I like STC better. I think it's a more well-rounded. I think Kaplan overteaches. But again, if you're passing Kaplan, you're in good shape to pass. I like STC because I think their questions look a little bit more like the exam. They do more condensed reading. It's a shorter read than Kaplan, which is like 800. So I think STC is 315 pages. Kaplan is 700. I mean, it's just fucking overtalk. Okay. Gibbons, hang on. Okay, boom. Okay. Okay. Now, again, so I like them both. Either way, you're gonna be fine. If you're having trouble understanding information, get Achievable. They'll help you. I promise. Okay. Okay. And guys, don't forget if you're studying, like if you're a month out or whatever, and you need help studying, and you go, I don't know where to go, reach out to Jeff. He has his emails on here somewhere.
She's so good.
What do you?
Oh, yeah. So his email's there. You can sign up for his class. He'll help you out. It's really good shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Adrian, if you're a membership and you can't be on there Wednesday, just when we meet next time, I'll send you the recording. I record all my classes. So all my classes get recorded and they get and then sometimes they get posted, sometimes they don't. But if you're in the class, I'll let you do it. Okay. Hold on. Oh God, no. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to go in here, so I want to get something for her. Okay. Guys, if you like what I'm doing, hit a like. It's not that bad. And if you do think I'm doing an okay job, share this to people you think might be offended. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to get something for you, baby. One of my favorite videos. Okay. Check this out. Okay, hold on. Let's see if it comes through. So where are we? So Camille, that's my slobs over bliss video. Go watch that. It'll solve your problems. I wish I could put it in here, but I can't. Sorry. But if you go to my channel and look and type in little search thing, slobs, you'll get my videos. Sell limits and buy stops, above buy limits and sell stops. So we'll see how we go here. Okay, now. Aubrey, this is more for the 65 and 66. But it could be a thing. Okay, now. Okay. So Black Finance, I'll get you there. Now. So let's talk about this real quick. So there are two types of incentive stock options. Okay, there's NSOs, which are non-qualified, and then we have ISOs, which are qualified. Okay, so NSOs can be given to anyone, contractors, consultants, employees, whatever. They're non-qualified. That means when you get it, you don't pay taxes. It's a right. Remember, these stock options are ability for you to buy stock at a price. And they're long-term. They can last for a long time. The NSOs, okay, I'm assuming that's what we're talking about, right? Okay. So the NSOs are for anyone involved in the company. They can get them. And what happens is when you exercise them, you will pay tax on the intrinsic value when you exercise them at ordinary income, okay? Now, at ordinary income. Okay. Now, if you buy an ISO, which are incentive stock options, ISOs, they're better. Only employees can get them. So only employees can get ISOs. And here's what they do. If you exercise them, you don't pay taxes when you exercise. But here's the thing. You only pay tax when you sell the stock you bought with the exercise. If you wait a year after you exercise or 2 years after you got the options, and I have videos on this shit, it's going to be taxed as a long-term capital gain, which is 15 or 20%. They are subject to AMT that if you get too much, if you make, it's like over, if I think you can only exercise $100,000 a year, which I wish I had that fucking problem. But if you do too much, you might be subject to AMT, which means you have to pay extra tax on it, kind of thing. But again, NSOs, ordinary income, ISOs would be capital gains. Okay. Can I talk about preferred stock? I can. I literally just did a video on it. Let's think about this, Nadella. Now, okay. And Gibbons, I'll get to you. So now, preferred stock. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I literally just put a video on 3 days just on preferred stock. Preferred stock is equity that has a fixed income. It has a set coupon, okay? And they pay quarterly. They are for people who want equity, but not, maybe they want a better return than the bonds give them, stuff like that. And we have, so anyone who's asked a question on Instagram, don't leave because I'll get to you. So now, they have different types. So remember, the problem is dividends are not guaranteed, okay? So dividends are not guaranteed, so you could absolutely not get them. And that's the problem, is that they may go, you know what, we can't afford to pay them. And while we're talking, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw the video in the chat because I'm going to keep it short and sweet. So, Camille, that video I just put in there is going to help you with preferred. But again, equity has a fixed income, pays quarterly. You have interest rate risk, you have inflation risk, you have reinvestment risk, you have all the same risks. If they don't pay you, they have a thing called cumulative, where if they miss a dividend, they have to make up all the previous dividends before they pay common. They have participating. That means if the company has a good year, they're going to up the dividend that year. And then we have convertible, which means it turns into common stock, okay? Convertible will turn into common stock, and that's going to be very volatile. That's preferred, okay? I like STC for the 24. I tutor it for it. I have a couple of videos. I have a smaller playlist for the 24. But if you're going to get a vendor for the 24, STC is the best. Really is. They all around, they're good. Look, for the other exams, or the 7, you can do CAP and STC, Notman, they're all fine. STC is the best for the 57, for the 24, all those obscure ones. Okay. Nadella, thank you very much. Okay. I agree. I think my options are great. Very, very, very visual. Okay. Zane, hold on. Okay. Yeah, Jack, I think they're good. I think STC is good for the 66. 100% think they're good for the 66. I think they're great. And I always say, any vendor you get, maybe go buy the Kaplan Q Bank as an asset. That's why I say don't buy the Kaplan program, because then nobody else knows questions. Buy the STC full program or Achievable program. I love them. And then buy the Kaplan Q Bank. Now, black and finance. Okay. Susan Serafly. So there's the thing. So obviously watch my playlist on YouTube. But here's the thing. Since you're coming up, you're taking it next week. You got to make sure for the SIE that we are looking at investment risks and what the register rep can and cannot do. I'm not going to spend time doing it now. Read it. Investment risk, you should know all the products with their investment risk and what they mean. You know, preferred has interest rate risk, inflation risk, call risk, all that stuff. Common stock doesn't. Common stock has systematic market risk, non-systematic business risk. You got to know all those. Okay, you got to know which ones are which. You got to know like prohibited activities and what they can and can't do. Kind of stuff. That's a lot of it. But if you're doing Serify, which is best for sport, if you're doing that and you feel good and you're passing them, you're going to be in great shape. Okay, RC7. I do like Notman for the Series 7. I do like the questions, but they're expensive. They're very good, but they're expensive, and I think some of the questions are a little too hard. They're not reflective of the test, but for the most part, if you're passing their shit, if you pass Notman's questions, you should be. Boom, Jack Egan. Yay, congrats. I wish I had a phone to play. I can't do it right here. It's not going to work as well. That's outstanding, Jack. I love it. I'm so happy. Go, baby. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's good. So it's funny. My son's alumni game is Friday night. So you're playing Saturday, and my son's playing his alumni game at Montclair on Friday for the fucking 90, for the 400. Now, oh, Jeff's, okay, kiss my cast. Jeff's email is jeff@capadvantagetutoring.com. Okay. Oh, so your window closes in March. Okay, I got it. Okay. Oh, I get what you're saying. Your 4-year window. Okay. Reach out to Jeff@Kappa Advantage Tutoring. Or if you just go to my website, series7exam.org, you can see custom study plan and book him, and you'll meet with him. He'll meet with you anytime. And I'm telling you, he won't listen to me now. He'll stay on with you for like hours. Okay. So now, oh shit. I thought I muted him. Okay. So it's again, go to my website, series7exam.org, book them. Also, guys, if you don't like my shit and I'm too fucking nuts, so you don't want to go tutoring with me, right? I have 2 other tutors, Mike and Arseny, are awesome. If you're taking the 79, I got Mason, he's great. If you don't like my shit, go check out Michael Weiss. He's at series7examtutor.com. He's outstanding. Especially, he's cheaper than my stuff, and especially for the 65, 66, he's really good. Okay. Yeah, and Nadella, I will go over that, and Zane, I will hit you. Okay. Eddie, that's fine. Go the best way. So this is what she said. I'm so new here. I don't even know where to begin. I downloaded the SIE for Dummies, and my eyes started crossing. I got it. Okay. So I get that, because you look at this shit and like, what's going on, right? Okay. So here's my deal on this. Okay. First of all, the reading is good. Don't worry about knowing everything. Just read it. Okay. I have videos. Okay. The SIE for Dummies is pretty good. I have videos on my YouTube channel. Well, you're on Instagram, on my YouTube called Capital Advantage Tutoring. Okay. I have a whole SIE playlist. I have a playlist just for the SIE. Okay. Go check that out. I walk through each topic, each chapter. I do tailor it to the STC book, but you don't need to know the STC book. It's all, it's like common, preferred, bond, blah, blah, blah. It's all good. Explains it in English, and it'll help. That's, again, everyone feels the way you did when they start. Everyone's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Okay. But here's the most important thing. The most important thing you do is when you read something and you don't know it, what do you say after you say I don't know it? Yet. Because I'm telling you right now, this lady, Carol Dweck, every time I say Dweck, I think of marriage is a, whatever. So now, do you know what that's from?
No.
Marriage. I'll see if anyone else knows. It's marriage. He's a priest, and he goes, marriage. See if anyone knows that. Okay. Anyway, so Carol Dweck, it's a movie. She found out that if you say I don't know something, okay, if you say I don't know something, your brain shuts down. Just go, I'm done. But if you say I don't know it yet, your brain still works. It's very strange. I love it. Okay, so if you go I don't know this yet, your brain still works on it. If you say I don't know it, they go, yeah, you're right. It's fucked it. We don't know it. Okay. Rick of Brooklyn, not really. For the SIE, yeah, I have some. Notman has a free SIE exam. I think you can do Quizlet stuff, but you might have to pay for it. Again, if you go to Kappa and you buy their QBank, you get 4,000 questions. Okay, now, Doug, I'll get you. So now, the other thing is, if you want, Notman does a free exam online. FINRA does a free SIE exam, only SIE. Okay, if you go to my practice question playlist, I have a bunch of exams, okay, that you can do online. Take them with me. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to tell you right now. There is a video I have for the 7 goes, can you pass this brutal exam? Hannah, there you go. I love it. That's all. I don't see if you read it. You never saw that movie, Jeff? The Princess Bride?
No.
Okay, I'm not letting you on the live until you watch it again. You have to watch it before Thursday. Okay, so now, it's probably one of the greatest comedy movies. Look, Blazing Saddles all better than that, but this is a great movie. It has Andre the Giant in it. It has Billy Crystal in it. Okay, anyway, so now.
Better than The Naked Gun?
What?
Better than The Naked Gun?
Yeah, it's an actual story. It has Carrie Elwes in it. It has the did you ever see House of Cards on Showtime or whatever?
Yep.
What's her name? So the wife. She's in it, young. Oh, it's amazing. I can't believe there's so many fucking lines from that movie. You never, oh my God, forget it. Anyway, so now, inconceivable. Okay, so now, are there practice tests online? Not really, not for free. You can go to SDC, you can buy supplemental exams. You can go to CAP and buy their whole QBank. You can go to Achievable. They teach better than this. So really, there's not a lot of free shit online for this stuff, but there are a couple of SIE ones. And in my practice exam playlist, I have that. Okay. So okay. Rick, yeah, I will try to send you two. If you DM me, I'll try to just slide into my DMs, man. I'll try to do that. Okay. Yes, yeah, I'm telling you, that's the best one. If you go to FINRA.org and type in SIE practice exam, that's going to be your best one. Let me get through a lot of these. How far behind am I? Okay. EA Gates, that's awesome. Okay. Liv, if you're getting a 59 on a mock exam and you're 2 weeks away, you're in good shape. Okay. Boom. Let's go. EA Gates, you're going to nail this thing. Okay. There we hit the end. Okay. I love Nora. I love Nora too. Okay. Boom, Eddie, that's awesome. Go to my practice exam playlist. I'm going to get there. So now I'm caught up on Instagram. Okay. Now, Zane, here's some tips. Get some sleep. You should be at the point now that you know myself. Find my crash course playlist. Okay. Find my crash course playlist. Okay. I promise it'll help. Okay. The night before, reread customer accounts, opening accounts, stuff like that. Make sure you have risks and what as I told Black in Finance, risks and what the register can't do, and you're going to be fine. Okay. Now, can I go over variable annuities? I think I can. Okay. Hold on. Let me get Doug first because that's a good thing. Okay. And I'll get to Nadell. I'll get the variable annuities. So, yeah. So here's the thing. Yeah. Look, Doug, if your options suck, like if you're borderline 70, 75 an option, you're taking the test in a few days, save your money. Don't do it. Okay. Seriously, save your fucking money. If you're in like the 50s and you're like, I don't get them, spend the money. It's $20 and start tonight. You'll know. Put it this way. I'm telling you right now. If you do the options membership, you will feel better about options within 1.5 hours. Within 1.5 hours, you'll be like, oh my God, I get options. It's that fucking quick. And then when you're done, when you get through the videos, find my video called Options Armageddon, where all we do is I do an hour and a half of fucking options. Sophie, how are you? One of my former students, great painter. Sophie Amansky, she was one of my older students. She's actually maybe coming back. She has to 66. Great painter, great stuff on TikTok she has. Okay, so now, so again, if you do hit the Doug, if you hit the join button on my thing, hit join, the $19 one. Don't go higher than that. You can get in the. You don't have to do the classes. It's not worth it. Save your money. Okay. Let's go, baby. I love it. I love saying good luck. Now, everyone on here, if you're on here still and you're taking it, I'm telling you, it's going to feel good to say this. While I talk about the annuities, everyone, I want you to post in here, I'm going to pass. All you people on here need to hear on here, you need to say, I'm going to pass the test. I swear to God, it sounds like some fucking chant bullshit, crystal shit. But saying I'm going to pass is so freeing. Look, if you don't pass this, nobody's going to remember, oh my God, you said you're going to pass. But say it. Own that shit, okay? Own that fucking shit, okay? That's why people are afraid. They go, oh, I'm afraid somebody's saying it. There you go, I love Nora. Fucking A, that's exactly. I'm going to pass this fucking thing, okay? And say it any way you want. Curse, MFer, I don't give a shit. Okay, now, what's a variable annuity? Okay, variable annuity is a non-qualified retirement account. It is a non-qualified retirement account. It is an account that is not qualified, not sponsored by ERISA. So it doesn't have the same rules. The money goes in after tax. There you go, King Melvin. We're going to put money in after tax. Anyone who comes in here, the only thing I want to see from you is I'm going to pass. I don't want to see anything else. Now, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass this fucker. So now you put the money in after tax. It grows tax deferred in the accumulation phase. Then at the end, when you're like 59 and a half, you get the choice. The choice here is, am I going to annuitize where I get paid for life, or am I going to withdraw the money? If once I turn 59 and a half, I can do either one of them. Okay. Boom. I am Cesar Romero. I am Caesar. That's awesome. Chev, I love it. I'm going to pass. Nobody on YouTube is saying, there we go. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Nothing better than nicking it. The answer is, okay. Trevor, I'm going to get more annuity stuff in here. Trevor, Malik, Sandra. There you go, Nadella. I love it. Okay. I love it, Malik. I love it. Pass that shit out to everyone else, right? Ricky Brooklyn, we're going to pass this thing. Absolutely. Laura Dominguez. Camille, we're going to pass. Trevor. Lucia, passing. Now back to this. So you put the money in, it grows tax deferred, okay? Now, when you take it out, you owe tax on the growth portion, okay? That's the thing, you owe the tax on the growth. The good thing about a variable annuity or a fixed annuity is that it's a non-qualified account, so there's no RMD. You don't have to take it out when you're 73. So if you're going to keep making money, you can keep contributing to it, okay? So now, let's go. Now, Weston, my man who got me into uranium, okay? I started buying heavy. No, this is not advice, but I started buying more and more uranium stocks, not the actual uranium. Data centers, baby, energy crisis. I'm like going all in on energy. I have a whole fucking watch list that I'm buying little at a time.
You have a wind farm in your backyard?
No. Just buying the stocks, so I pay for the. No. I would. Wind farms are not the thing. There may be a thing, but nuclear is the way to go. No, I'm kidding. So. Anyway, so the nuclear ones are safer and safer. So now let's get into this. Okay. Anders, there we go. Anders, we're going to pass. Boom. Okay. Ben, we're going to get you in a second. So now back to this. So if I grew, and she's like, I forgot I even fucking asked about variable annuities, right? She's probably so long ago. Okay. So now, where is it? Okay. So Nadella. So as it grows tax deferred. When you take it out, you pay tax on the growth. That's it. At ordinary income. Now, the other way you can do it, you can say, you know what? Annuitize me, baby. So you take your money and you put it into an annuitization, into the annuitization shares, annuitization units, okay? And they're going to take your money. Say you have 100 grand and you're 60. They figure you're going to live for 25 years. So they're going to pay you $4 grand a year for 25 years. If you die after 2 years, they keep the money. If you live beyond the 25 years, they keep paying. So that's when in annuities, you can never outlive your money. They're not great. I used to think people actually annuitize, but no, everyone tells me they put the money in, it grows tax deferred, and then they withdraw it. And remember, they withdraw it and they pay ordinary income on that shit. I have a whole video on variable annuities, but remember, you put the money in, grows tax deferred, and then when you take it out, you pay tax on the growth. That's an annuity. A fixed has a fixed rate of growth. A variable is invested in the sub or separate account. The value goes up and down and up and down and up and down. That's it. Okay. We got almost done at 9, huh? Because I do have a student after this. I've been going since like 8 in the morning. Okay. And again, doesn't everyone agree? So doesn't everyone agree that Jeff has to watch Princess Bride? Okay. Okay. So Tracy, I love it. Okay, now. No, here's the thing. So Garrett, that's a great question. There's no COLA. You could probably, I bet you if you had a fixed annuity, there's a rider to adjust for inflation. I bet you there is. But the variable annuity, you don't need it because it's invested in the market. It beats inflation, right? So a variable doesn't need the COLA. Everyone, COLA is not soda. It's a cost of living adjustment. So like if you have Social Security, every year they adjust it up for inflation. Or like if you work at a job and they give you a 2% raise, they're just doing it to match inflation, okay? But if it's a variable annuity, you don't care about inflation because you're beating inflation. Okay, now, where were we? Somebody said something about MSRB. Where is it? Okay. Before I get to the MSRB, Ben, just read the book. All you need to do is read the book first. I know it sounds stupid. Just read the book first. Don't worry about the other shit. Just focus on the book first, okay? Get through the book once. Do chapter quizzes in there. And by the way, congrats on the SIE, my man. I love it. Okay. Now, Nadella, that's a great question. I'll get there. So now, MSRB writes the rules for munis. Remember that, okay? Now, MSRB, okay? MSRB writes the rules for munis, but not the issuers. Who issues munis, boys, girls? It is the states. So what's the one thing we know? Federal rule doesn't fly over states. So remember, federal law doesn't contribute to state stuff, okay? So kind of like, why didn't they do a federal mass mandate? Because they're not allowed to, okay? Boom, Garrett, I love it. No, you were good. Passing the CFP, baby. By the way, anyone taking the CFP, go check out Joe Neeson, Nissim. He's really good, okay? He has a podcast and a lot of stuff on there. He teaches the other exams too, but I'm not sending you that for him. CFP, CFA, you can go. Now, MSRB writes the rules for the dealers and the broker-dealers and the agents who are selling munis or trading munis, okay? But here's the best part. MSRB doesn't write, they write the rules, They don't enforce them. They just go here. That's why it's called the rulemaking board. Who enforces for the MSRB? If it's a bank, the Federal Reserve, the OCC, the Comptroller of the Currency, okay, Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, or FDIC, they do the bank dealers. Now, if it's a broker-dealer, it's FINRA, the SEC. So again, MSRB doesn't write rules, okay? MSRB doesn't write the rules. I mean, they only write the rules. They don't enforce. If it's a bank, pretty much the Federal Reserve enforces, and FDIC and the OCC, not the Options Clearing Corp, Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. And for broker-dealers, it's FINRA and the SEC regulating them. So they enforce all that shit. Okay. Malik, I have a whole video called MSRB, Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board. It's more for the 10, but I go through all the G rules that you could know, and they're not bad. It's not, I try to make it less boring. Okay. So, Nadella, if you take the SIE, just bang into the 66. But this is what I tell everyone. If you have the 63 already and you took the 7 recently, yeah, maybe the 65 is the way to go, right? But if you don't have it, just get the 66, because if you miss it, this is what it is. If you miss the 66, you can get to 63 right away. With you, as long as you're close, right? If you came in the high 60s, low 70s on the 66, then you can probably bang out the 63 in like a week, and then you can study for another 2 weeks for the 65 and be done with it. Okay, you could even. I know a girl. Great kid, just couldn't take a test to save her life. Okay, she took the 66 4 times. She got a 71 or 72 every single fucking time. So then on a Friday night, she took the 63 during her 6-month wait. So then she failed the 66 one more time on a Friday night. Then I worked with her over the weekend, and she took the 65 the Monday morning. So by the time her boss saw that she had failed the 66, she handed him the piece of paper that she passed the 65 and she was done. So I'm going to tell you right now, take the 66 first, and if you miss it, then go the 63, 65 route. But again, if you're really good at the 7 and you nailed it and you feel good about it, then you can do either way. But I would go the 66 first. It's one test. Okay, Aubrey, that's more of a 65, 66 question. But the efficient frontier is basically modern portfolio theory, believes that we're going to try to increase our return without increasing risk. So what happens, we have kind of like a curve. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. Okay. You don't have to worry about the numbers part, but understand we're trying to keep tweaking the portfolio and diversifying to increase our return without really increasing our risk. So they kind of go together. So we want to find a part where there's the most amount of risk with the most amount of reward with the least amount of risk. So we want to keep increasing our return with only our risk going up a certain amount. Because remember, at some point you're going so much return, your return starts dropping, like you're shooting for the stars and you miss. Kind of like in baseball, if you go for singles, you'll hit all the time. But if you go for home runs, you might get them, but you might strike out more. So it's kind of the same idea. Okay, so the whole point is that you're trying to increase your return without increasing the risk too much. Okay, now the efficient frontier is that point where you want to be ahead of that. So there's a math problem you don't have to know where you're right at the perfect return and risk relationship. If you're ahead of that, you're doing well. Okay, if you're behind it, you're behind the frontier. That's all it is. Okay. Yeah, baby. I love Hannah. Hannah's great. Entities tax themselves, right? So remember something. Everything pays taxes except for 7 things. Okay. So go bills, notes, bonds, tips, and strips. I'll tell you it again. Bills, notes, bonds, tips, and strips. They are treasuries. They pay federal tax, not state. Entities tax themselves. The federal bonds, they pay that. And then munis, geos, and revenues. They pay state, but not federal, and maybe not even state if it's in your own state. So again, bills, notes, bonds, tips, and strips. They pay federal, not state. And guys, stop asking to join the live. It's not going to happen. So now, so then the next part is the munis are state. They pay state, but not federal, and maybe not even state. Okay. So, kiss my cass. Understand something. This is 7. Omarosa, this is 7 night. Okay. Now, we get information because we get feedback. I teach literally 12 people every day, and they come back and they tell me what's on the exam. And the last time I took it was like 3 years ago. So it wasn't that long ago. Because I was a compliance officer, I could fuck with it and take the test more than once. That's why my brutal exam 7 test looks a lot like the exam, because I got the same vibe. Okay. Alternatives are not heavy. DPPs are not heavy. Margin is not heavy either. Okay. Now, again, this is for the 7, not for the 65. Okay, hold on. Malik, thank you. Okay. I love it. Renz, that's awesome. Go get the 7, baby. That's awesome. Get that shit out of the way. You'll feel a lot better. Okay. Yup. Yes. Hannah, damn right. You got it. Okay. Okay. No, I don't think so. Okay. I am. Okay. Yeah. Coco for Cabana. I love it. Okay. Boom. Okay. I think we're done. I got a student to go to in 5 minutes. Okay. I think we did some damage tonight. Banger of an episode. Okay. So that's good. Okay. Do you know what that's from?
I keep forgetting, but I like it a lot.
It's the Ruthless podcast. It's the one that I would never tell you guys to watch. All In, yes. Ruthless, no, you'll be like, Ken's a conspiracy. You'll think I'm a horrible right-wing person. Okay, so now, no, they're not. It's just they're political people on the conservative side. Okay, now, they're very funny, though. I think we're good. Okay. What test? Dylan, what test? Okay, let's see what he says. And I think we're good to go. Okay. Lucia, thank you very much. I loved it, guys. Thank you for coming on here. I'm going to end this one. If you guys want, Thursday night is going to be the NASA stuff. So if you want to do that stuff, we'll get it. You all have a good night. And if you guys want to be more active, jump on the YouTube. Love it. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Okay. What test? Dylan, what test? 7. Focus on options, suitability, all that stuff, okay? You got to focus on options and suitability. Okay? You got to focus on options, suitability, and munis and mutual funds and annuities. You got to know that shit cold. Okay. I think we did this. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. I think we're going. We good? You ready to go? Adios, people. Thank you. I will see you guys in a week. I'll be a year older by then. My birthday's Friday, and I'll be look for me at the Atlanta Falcons game. I'll be streaking across the 50-yard line right after the second thing. Okay, I'm going to down and see the Falcons beat the Commanders. Okay, everyone, you all have a